Hello again. Welcome to Conversations with the Star Keeper. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be talking about the Aries new moon that has just passed. So, this energy of Aries is the first. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Therefore, Happy New Year! With both Sun and Moon in Aries, we start off the astrological cycle all over again. So, this really is when we finally anchor in the 2020 energy. So consider the first 3 months, almost three since we're still in March, but the first few months of 2020 to almost be this blend of both 2019's influence, the ending of that, and then the beginning of 2020 energy. With numerology, 2020 is a 4 year, so it's a very physical year for being the number of Earth. Think of 4 legs on a table. It's very stable. It's a very physical object. So now we're fully embodied and anchored into 2020. So I know everyone's talking about how crazy 2020 has already been. Well, now it's fully anchored in. So here we go, along for the ride. Aries is the first sign. It is a cardinal fire sign. Cardinal meaning it starts off each season. So, welcome to spring. Happy spring. It is the birth time. It is the awakening. So, Aries is this really impulsive sign. It is get up and go. It is movement. It is embodiment. Its mantra is I am. That's my cat. Its mantra is I am. So, it's very physical, very much in the body, ruling the first house of the self. So, the energy that Aries always brings, besides activity, is newness. So, Aries is all about new. And you can always feel that in between energy when we're leaving the season of Pisces, where it's very internal and it's more dream state. It's more where we get all of our divine downloads, like the visionary stuff, and we kind of sit within ourselves. It's the end of winter. We're really over it. And you can feel right before we're approaching spring that awakening inside. And you're feeling the urge to, whether it's get outside, even if it's cold out, suddenly you want to be outside, you want to see the sun, you want to go for a walk, or you want to start working out. I mean, I always find it kind of ridiculous how January 1st comes and everyone's like, I want to work out. I want to start something new, but then it dies right away. Well, that's because you're starting in Capricorn. Capricorn's not for that. Aries is. Aries the activity. So if you want to start something new and you really want to implant new routines, this is the season for it. This is the sign for it. This is where all the energy sits. So cardinal fire again, really wanting to start off with a bang, or start off with that really intense flame. And so any new ideas you've had, whether it comes to your own business or even just hobbies, you want to pick up a new you want to learn an instrument, or you decided maybe you like to paint and you haven't been doing that enough. Whatever it is, it's an activity that is fresh and it wants to be started. So indulge in some of that. Again, with the physical movement, wake up with Earth. Aries again is the awakener. It's the first. It's when spring comes and you see the trees starting to blossom. You see the buds on them. Some of them are already blooming with some of the nice pink, white flowers. So we internally feel that as above, so below. So we are doing the same thing that Earth is doing in the astrological sense. So we're feeling this initiation, we're feeling this energy to get going, to get moving. So it is that time. And with it being now 2020 fully anchored, we're not in, I'm going to use the phrase, we're not in Kansas anymore. It's this reality is beginning to shift and change, and I'll get into that in another video, but we're seeing that what we have once thought to be true isn't, and maybe what we were working on or working towards no longer resonates. And so this is the time to decide to cultivate and work on and start whatever it is your heart's desire. This is a time for facing the shadows, facing your fears. So Aries is the warrior. That's its archetype, the warrior. It's ruled by the planet Mars, the god of war. So of course, this energy comes in with this. Let's get moving. And if Aries doesn't get moving, if you don't follow that inner passion, that inner flame, you'll find that Aries is very aggressive. But that's pent up creativity. That's pent up passion. That's the heart saying, I'm not happy doing whatever I'm doing. I need to do something else. My cat has an opinion about this. She's an Aries, by the way. April 5th. So I wrote a few things down just to make sure that I cover everything, because this is a really like potent, packed time. Let's call it that. So when I mentioned facing your fears and facing your shadows, so this new moon in particular, which was the 24th, March 24th, both the sun and moon were conjunct Chiron, the wounded warrior. So now you have, first of all, the wounded warrior in the sign of the warrior, plus the sun and moon there. And so there's really no escaping this start off to 2020 of we're facing the fears. We're going inside. We're going to look at what's holding us back or what's stopping us. What are we afraid of? That's what this time is for. It's a very physical time as well, because we have 5 planets right now. It's Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, and Pluto, all in Earth signs at the moment. So it's a very physical time. We can't just think about, oh, this is really what's holding me back, but I should get over it. I should. That's all thinking. That's in the mind state. It's a good thing to start becoming aware of it, but it's really time for action. It's a physical year. We have got to do the work. And again, the state of the world, which I'm sure everyone's aware of at this point, is really making us face some of these internal questions as a collective and as individuals. Again, I will get into that in a different video because it's such a large topic, but it's not separate from what I'm talking about now. So, can we look inside ourselves and find what excuses we've been holding on to, or what old storylines have to be let go? Because we can't continue to operate the way we were, the way that we were, as an individual and collective again. So facing the fears, taking the initiative, being the pioneer, because no one's able to forge your path for you. A lot of times the path that is the most well worn, everyone has done it, but there's not a lot of fulfillment there. So you might have the house, you might have the job, you might have the family. Not saying anything's wrong with those things, but did you follow what you desire, or did you follow the path laid out in front of you? This is trailblazing season, and it's not going to stop. This is just the first. So this is Aries energy within us now, within the collective. We are the warriors. We are the spiritual warriors. We are fighting for our passions, fighting for ourselves, and facing the fears and the deep-rooted things that we've been taught. It's go time. Feel the fire. Get moving. Get inspired. Let's do this. Star Keeper out. So I like to tell people anytime that you're feeling that, everyone kind of,